Okay, so, you know, if you checked out the other videos, I spoke about whatever. Just check out the previous parts of this, okay? So, I spoke of how I know a lot about like this witchcraft world and the things that these spiritualists, and I really hate using the word spiritualist because I'm not religious, okay? I believe in, you know, God. You know, I believe that Jesus went before us to show us the way of how to live and how to be. But I've learned that organized religion is a breeding ground for people to try to shift, change, and get you to follow them because they feel like they are the way. This is just my experience, okay? And I also have noticed witches within the church, okay? So this is why I do not do organized religion. You know, I have my relationship with God. I connect with God. You know, I have my own spiritual practice with God. So I look at myself as a spiritualist, all right? So I believe that it's all about the motives that people have when they're doing what they do. And there's people who are doing things for good, and then there's people who are, you know, doing things for evil. This is the world that we live in, all right? Now, the reason I know a lot about witchcraft is because there was a point in my life, and I have not shared this, all right? This is something that God revealed to me a couple months ago. I was completely unaware and until, you know, God put my shit before me and let me know this is why you've experienced warfare and hands of witchcraft, okay? So let's see. I don't remember the year, but I know I was in the army during this time. And I was seeking love. I was seeking to find love. And I used to, you know, connect to psychics and things like that to get information, really just on different parts of my life, but my big focus was love. And I thought that that was the way to go, but I later found out that that is not correct. Now, I did connect to someone who I felt was, you know, trusted. I don't know why I felt like all psychics were trusting and I could trust them. And I later found out that that was far from the truth. I guess when you are in a place of desperation, you have potential to open doors that you don't necessarily know that you're opening or really want to open. You just have to really be aware of who and what you're connecting to. And I came across someone who was pretty much a witch, and I was like questioning her about a guy that I was seeing at the time, and she gave me pretty much insight on what to do to basically do like a binding love spell. Yeah, and I followed her instructions. Again, like I said, when desperation comes in, it's like you don't really realize what type of doors you're opening. And this is something that I gave my consent to and did. So, and I'm saying this because I have been redeemed. I have been, I'm no longer holding on to this in a negative space, because I believe that this can go back out and help someone else. So, this is fucking weird. So this woman had me go out and purchase a pair of male boxers, and I was just like, okay. I thought it was odd, but I did what I was instructed to do. And she also instructed me to get a picture and put these two things together in a shoebox and place the shoebox underneath my bed. Again, I was not aware of what I was doing, but I gave my consent by allowing this person into my life and following her instruction. This was brought to my attention, and I pretty much took accountability of what I did. And I went through a big cycle of reversing curses in my life. And this was something that I did for, I don't know, maybe a month. Like, God would guide me to do certain things, to reverse things that were done, because I did not understand the ramifications of what it was that I was actually doing. And the reason I am so skilled and knowledgeable of these things on both sides is because I was actually someone who was pretty much doing evil, and I turned all of that around through Christ. So yeah, this is how I know about water and how it carries curses and blessings. This is how I know about candle work and candle magic, and you know, because I used to practice this stuff to try to bring things into me. At the time when I was doing it, I did not understand that this was actually a form of witchcraft. But I found out, you know, like, hey, this is what this is. So I really pay attention to these things now to ensure that I'm not, you know, connecting to that anymore. There's a way that things can be done. How you reverse evil is by doing that same thing through God for good, if that makes any sense. This is something that I no longer do, but I do like speak over my water and things like that. Like, these are the things that I know that these witches will do to, and people can actually do it unintentionally. Like, I'm pretty sure that these people in this documentary were not aware of what they were doing, but what they were speaking and the object that was within the space, the candle, was a form of candle magic.